Final fight of the night here live on NBCSN. Todd Harris, Kayla Harrison, Randy Couture, Boss rooting with you as we bring you this epic battle on what a setting on the infield of the Daytona International Speedway. Both fighters with very quick hands. Randy, this is that feeling out process to find out your range, where you go, and you know what? Forget the feeling out process. Let's just go in and
just ended very abruptly.
Kayla, how important is this first 30 seconds, obviously, to see what your opponent can do, what his range is, where he's going to attack you?
Yeah, you know, you really want to use your jab. I think just as a measuring stick, use your legs. But I can tell you, you get a major adrenaline dump in that first 30 seconds. It's kind of like a whew.
And we have Zeferino in on the single leg here trying to finish. And one of the comments he made when we spoke to him was that the loss to John Fitch really caused him to focus on his wrestling a lot. And people have actually told him, he went so far as to say he had Division I caliber wrestling. So anxious to see that. And he's certainly chain wrestling here to get Terrado on the ground. Tenacious, sticking on it. And Terrado doing a nice job using his feet, creating that space, scrambling back up.
One of the things we talked about when we talked to Zeferino about his wrestling was it's not just one move, it's one move to another move to another. That's that chain wrestling that Randy's talking about, which is proving to be really good right here.
Zeferino really going to work. He's got Terrado up against the cage, not giving him a moment, but Terrado doing a great job for his part, scoring the punches, getting some damage in when he can. Look at this, just picking him up. You talk about an adrenaline dump. He's doing the Terrado dump, picking him up and dropping him back down.
Terrado doing a nice job of using the cage to keep his posture up, to keep as much elevation as he can in hopes of getting back to his feet and not settling for being on his back and on the mat here with Zeferino.
This one's scheduled for 3 rounds in the welterweight division.
Now goes to a full guard. Terrado closing that guard. Big elbow by Zeferino.
Another big elbow.
Those are vicious. Zeferino telling us he wanted to end this fight quickly. I think every fighter says that, but he wanted to end this fight, and then he wanted to talk about a rematch with John Fitch. Those were his 2 agendas: end this fight, and then I want a rematch with John Fitch.
The good thing about Zeferino, though, is he does have a gas tank. He's able to go all 3 rounds and maintain the same level. Everyone wants to end it early, though.
Absolutely.
We're over the 2.5-minute mark here. We should start seeing the sweat become a factor. It has cooled off a little bit for this last fight, but definitely going to see that with this canvas and this humidity in Florida. In this situation, I think that favors Terrado. He's able to slip, he's able to move under him and create those scrambles to get back up. That is a traditional Thai cup.
You're talking about the string. Yep, the string on Zeferino.
Very traditional Thai cup, tied on with string. A lot of fighters prefer that style of cup, but I always found it to be uncomfortable. Felt like it dug into me more than a regular strap. I know Kayla was looking at us both like,
I gotta tell you, I have no comment on this one, you guys.
A lot of fans at home asking, what is that string he's got around his waist? Join us, join the conversation, social media. Shane's letting his voice. Getting San Diego to represent right now. Herman Terrado is just trying to get to this first round as Zeferino has just been hitting him with a little bit of everything. A little ground game, a little standing, but clearly the former Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world champion is just slick.
And again, I think you're starting to see things slip around a little more. Terrado, that's going to be in Terrado's favor. Create those scrambles and find a way to get out from underneath this world-class grappler. Not sure what's going on here. Caught in the shorts.
Catch him in the string.
Well, maybe that is it. Caught him in the string. That's a bad idea.
That's the first time I've ever said
break a toe.
Caught in the string.
Broken toe by way of string.
Tapping out because you broke your toe because of the string.
And here, Terrado gets up.
I'm going to say nothing's not possible.
Big right hand by Zeferino.
And Zeferino
Terrado takes it. Stands right in there. And you can see now things are getting a little slicker out there.
Herman Terrado standing toe-to-toe with Zeferino and answers back. And Zeferino now going to the cover-up for the final 20 seconds.
Zeferino hanging on to that head outside single. trying to protect his head.
Doing a great job. You can't strike the back of the head, and so Terrado's going to be very careful about where he hits, and he's going to roll this thing and trying to sink it in. Final 10. And we will go to a second round here in Daytona.
There's the big right hand.
Boom! Round 2 when we return. Back in Daytona Beach, Florida, the first event of the Professional Fighters League live on NBCSN. You got Todd Harris, Randy Couture, Kayla Harrison, and of course, Boss Rutan. Rain washed out the Xfinity race, which was supposed to go till 10:30, but no problem. We stepped in and answered the call, and this was the action from round 1. Herman Terrado on the left side of your screen going toe-to-toe with Joao Zeferino, and wow, up until that point, I would have said Zeferino clearly won that round, but maybe a steal by Terrado?
He definitely snuck back in the round. Wow. Set the pace with toe-to-toe. One of the best shots we've seen tonight, and that straight right hand from Zeferino stayed right in there. Now we see Terrado pressing the action a little more. Zeferino backing up again, toe-to-toe. Not much defense here from Terrado. He got his hands down, but he's willing to wade right in there.
No questioning the jaw of Terrado. I don't know if I'd recommend doing that often, but he stood right in there and took the best shot of Zeferino and then answered back to close out round 1.
It doesn't look like Zeferino's legs have come back completely since that shot.
He looked a little stressed during that break between rounds 1 and 2 with his corner. Meanwhile, it's now Terrado that's seized the momentum here in Daytona.
Zeferino taking a half shot, kind of reaching for that double leg. Terrado able to sprawl, keep this front headlock position, stay out of the bottom of Zeferino's guard and top position. Controlling the front headlock now, doing a nice job is Terrado.
Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Let's protect that neck, Joao. Joao, let's watch the turn, let's watch the turn. Let's watch, yep. Stay right on top, Joao, pop up. Joao, give me separation. Joao, we gotta fight for that underhook, Joao. Joao, we gotta fight for that underhook. Joao, let's make the turn. Joao, give me that knee shield. You can't stay in that pocket.
Here the corner
Joao,
of
you gotta
Zeferino.
retract the bottom leg. Retract that bottom leg. Don't stay
Zeferino
there.
looks to be a little gassed. He looks like he's in trouble. You mentioned him breathing so hard in the corner on the break, and he seems to be demonstrating some fatigue here.
Not all positives coming from the corner of Zeferino. And meanwhile, Herman Terrado just going to work. He seems to be the fresher fighter here, Kayla, and he seems to seize on that momentum that he had in round 1.
Definitely. I mean, Herman came in here saying that Joao had a gas tank, but right now Herman's proving that he definitely has a little more left in the tank.
So the young man originally from Guam, now out of San Diego, California, came into this his last 3 fights, first round stoppages. This one's in the second round, but I tell you what, I'm with you, Randy Couture. It looks like Zeferino just has not recovered from that big shot in round 1.
Gotta love the spirit of Terrado. Moved here at 17, felt like he'd gone as far as he could go in MMA in Guam. Felt like his opportunities were here in the States. He was willing to live in his car, and now he's training in San Diego, coaching some guys there. He's really, really fond of his students and being that coach, and handing down the skills he's learned in 10 years in the sport.
As the cage cam, that is on the noggin of our official in the middle, giving you that up close and personal look of what he's seen. Zeferino just does not seem to be as sharp since that last 30 seconds of round number 1. It's almost like he's in defensive mode. Which I guess if someone's trying to knock your head off, you're always in defensive mode.
You probably need to be.
Yeah.
Up kick attempt by Zeferino. Terrado's got to be careful here. Zeferino's a little bit longer athlete.
Randy, would you be trying to stand up here if you were Zeferino?
I think it would be a good idea. Make this kid stand up with him. He was winning that part of the fight, so.
Terrado taking the Daytona plunge on Zeferino as we approach 1:10 to go here in round 2.
Perfect description.
Good heavens. Terrado, as you can see, he's a pretty well put together young man, and he just launched himself.
Terrado actually started off in bodybuilding and made the transition to MMA. And he still has the remnants of that bodybuilder physique.
It looks to me like he's got show muscle and go muscle.
And like you were talking about here, Kayla, why not make this guy stand up and fight you? You had the opportunity there to back off and make Zeferino stand.
I'm quite surprised that Zeferino's not making a bigger effort to stand up as well. He's definitely dazed.
Sometimes this guard position and being on their back is the comfort zone for a jiu-jitsu player.
Final 10 seconds. And we will go to a third and final round when we return to Daytona, Florida. What a move as Herman Terrado goes airborne.
The Daytona plunge.
We'll have the final round when we return live on NBCSN. Back in Daytona, Florida, total strikes. As you can see, Terrado making it up, thrown and landed by 14. He has that advantage, and the ones he has landed have been devastating as Zeferino still sitting on his bench.
Water.
Terrado bringing the attention the fact that Zeferino was still sitting on his stool well after the bell.
Definitely sending a message to his opponent. I think you're going to see Terrado step it up another notch or two here. That's what I would do if I saw my opponent doing that.
Yep. The final round of the final fight of the night here in Daytona, Florida, Professional Fighters League, and just like that, Terrado lands a quick left to the forehead of Zeferino.
Big right hand by Zeferino. Terrado just shakes it off. Another right hand by Zeferino.
So this is going to be an interesting one, Caleb, for the judges. Round one clearly in favor of Zeferino until that final 40 seconds. Round two, you'd have to give it to Terrado.
Absolutely agree with that.
I think both corners are going to be telling them that this fight is going to be decided in this round.
Well, we have a moment. Let's check in cage side with Boss Rutten.
Yes, guys, I'm sitting here with Nestor Flores, the boxing coach from Herman. All right, Nestor, as you can hear him, he's fully into mode here. I'll put the microphone to him.
Herman, you gotta get up, baby.
What does he need to do, Nestor?
He needs to get punched out of there and get the hips controlled.
He needs the hip control, and he needs to punch himself out of it.
Boss, do you agree?
He wants to put his feelings, he wants to create space, and using that space, he wants to shrimp out and explode back up.
Go, get up, Herman. Watch him.
We know this guy's going to get desperate. He knows he's going to look for his quick little submissions. But right now, what we really want to do is really try to control him, make sure he doesn't go for those sneaky submissions, and get back up to our feet.
All right, guys.
Boss, you in agreement?
I completely agree.
And here we see Terrado scrambling, trying to find a way to sit out, trying to find a way to get back to his feet.
Yep, he's doing a good job getting his back up against the cage. Now what he wants to try and do is get that hip there, get that knee, and try and stand up.
Terrado just listening in to the coaches for Zeferino talking, and unless they're going to Portuguese, Terrado's just listening in, and now he's taking a moment and he does not want to give up the back to Zeferino, a former Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu
There's the
champion.
scramble Terrado's looking for.
There you go.
Gets back to his feet, and that's, I think, what he needed to do. That takedown attempt was a bit on the desperation side for Zeferino. I think he's still struggling a little bit with his conditioning, and he's probably trying to breathe this
I think this humidity is playing a part. I definitely think the humidity.
He's got the wobble, he's got the, and he's definitely in trouble with the gas tank right now. Terrado is the fresher fighter.
2.5 minutes to go, and this one is ripe for the taking. Either fighter could claim the victory if they can find a way, dig deep, and finish this fight. And right now, Randy Couture, you're dead on. It's Terrado that seems to have a little more sting and a little more bounce in his legs.
What an amazing feeling being 2 minutes out from winning this fight and possibly going from living in your car at 17 to fighting for $1 million next year.
Final 2 minutes.
Attempted takedown by Terrado, and I'm not sure if that's the score he needs, but
is he thinking he's
spending a lot of time here trying to get this takedown and really not getting anywhere.
That's 170, 180 pounds of Zeferino. He's going to try to...
I would have thought he would have tried to clear and land some more shots in the striking position. Terrado a little fatigued here as well. A little onset.
And you can hear the crowds really getting into it.
Well, the NASCAR fans and the MMA fans uniting here on the infield for the Professional Fighters League as we approach the final minute of the final round of the final fight of the night.
Spinning back, and look at those guys fatigued here now.
They are leaving it all out there.
Inside knee by Terrado. Body lock, overhook.
Trying to get some oxygen into those lungs, but the air here is so saturated with moisture. Both fighters just absolutely gassed. And they've got to find something here in the last 40, guys. I firmly believe that either one of these fighters could still win this fight. It is that close.
I agree, absolutely.
We're one good shot, one good takedown away from the winner of this fight. 30 seconds left.
Warriors.
Nice.
There's the battle.
The final 10 seconds, and we will listen in and let you enjoy. That's it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for these two amazing fighters.
And barely enough strength to lift their arms, let alone stand. Well, that's how you kick off a new organization. You come to the world's greatest racetrack. Mother Nature provides some thunder and some lightning and some rain, and the fighting goes on, and you end it with two warriors giving it their absolute all in the infield of the Daytona International Speedway. This was a scene earlier this week as the preparations for NASCAR racing took place on the track. The crew here did a fantastic job in very tough conditions. I mean, it was extremely hot and humid, but the work went on. And then when the rain came and rained out the Xfinity race, the folks from Professional Fighters League were ready to go and fill in. And what a night as we take a look at the fans' vote on the final fight of the night between Herman Terrado and Joao Zeferino. Fans all over the board, but giving the lead to Herman Terrado as we go towards the end. Voting still coming in. Wow, look at that. I'm surprised it's
flip-flopped right there before our eyes. That's amazing.
Well, for the official decision, we go inside to Jazz Securo.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of fightings, we go to your judges' scorecards. Judge Richard Davis scores at 29-28 for Zeferino. Judge Roy Silbert scores at 29-28 for Terrado. And Judge Daniel Torres scores at 30-27 for your winner by split decision, the Titan, Herman